Hello, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about carrying goals over from year to year. Since it is almost time to start prepping for the new year, this is a really common question that comes up is it okay for me to carry a goal over from one year to the next year? First off, there are no rules in goal setting. You get to do whatever you want. I am here to provide you with my knowledge and insight and guidance, but you get to make the decision that works best for you in your life. Now, I have done a video before on kind of the practical, do I actually want to carry this goal over from year to year? That's not what this video is about. I did that video. So if that is the question that you're having is like, do I actually want to carry this goal over? I made a video with a series of questions to ask yourself as you think through that decision. I'll link that video for you if that's what you're really looking for. This video is going to be more the reasons why you carry it over from year to year. The things that are kind of holding you back from actually achieving it, and that's why you carry it over, or just some of the mindset blocks that you have that are making it where you feel like you need to be carrying this goal over, okay? So we're gonna talk about 5 reasons why you keep carrying these goals over from year to year. Number one is the approach that you're currently taking is not working and you haven't tried something different. You've probably heard somebody say the definition of insanity is attempting the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Now, you are not insane for carrying goals over year after year, but what I am saying is that if you have a goal that you've been carrying year over year and you have been attempting to achieve it with the same action steps or in the same manner as you have in prior years and it's not working, maybe it's not the goal that's the problem, but it's the how you're trying to achieve it. Truthfully, there are 1,000,001 ways to achieve any given goal. There is not one right path. If there was, man, that would make my job and your life so much easier, right? I could make little like perfect blueprints of like, here's how you achieve this goal. But that doesn't exist. There is not one way to achieve any given goal. There's 1,000,000 ways to achieve lots of different types of goals. And just because you have the same goal as another person doesn't mean that your path to achieve it is going to be exactly the same. So maybe the method that you have been working on to try to achieve that goal is the same as somebody else's, or it's something that worked for you at some point and now it's not working. So if you are going to carry a goal from this year into next year, and I mean, I've done that. There's one goal for sure that of mine is getting carried into next year. I would just make sure to check in with the approach that you're taking. And if the approach that you took this year worked, great, well then this is not your issue, right? You're carrying it over because you didn't achieve that goal. But if the approach you took this year didn't work, maybe it's time to try a different approach. Number 2 is that you only have this goal on your list because you feel like you should. I'm gonna pause there for a second because I know I've been there. I have absolutely had goals on my list because I don't even want to say some of the goals I've had because I don't want you to feel bad for having that goal because every single one of us is different. And if that goal is important to you, I want you to keep it on your list. But there are definitely goals that I have kept because I feel like I should. And whether that should is coming internally from me, externally from society, externally from a family member, it really doesn't matter. I don't like the word should. I don't think you should do anything. And so if you are carrying a goal over just because you feel like you should, I would encourage you to try taking it off. You're not taking it off. You're not saying I'm never going to work on that. And even if it's just for like Q1, right? I'm not saying that you're never going to work on this goal ever again in your life. Maybe at some point in a different chapter of your life, you're going to decide that that goal really is important to you and you're going to have the resources or the mental capacity or whatever it is to actually work on that goal. But if you've been carrying a goal year after year because you feel like you should, try taking it off and see how it goes. Number 3 is that you have a mindset that is blocking you from actually making progress on this goal. The struggle that you're having with this goal, carrying it over from year to year, has nothing to do with resources, whether that's like time or financial. It has nothing to do with your actual ability to break it down. You have a great breakdown, you have a plan, but there's some other mental block. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I can help you through all of those mental blocks. There are definitely some mental blocks that we have with different things, all of us, that need to be worked through with a licensed professional. That is not me. I am here to help you figure out if that is what's holding you back, right? Is it some sort of fear? It could be the fear of change. It could be the fear of failure. It could be the fear of success. Is it some sort of self-doubt, right? You actually don't believe that you can achieve that goal. Is it some sort of shame? There's shame associated with either not achieving that goal or achieving that goal. It can go either way. Once again, I am not providing solutions to any of these suggestions. What I am encouraging you to do is to take a second and be honest with yourself. And that's what's holding you back, right? In last week's video, we talked all about the goal basics. Maybe the goal basics are there for you, right? You've been a member of the community. You've been watching my YouTube channel. You've got the goal basics down, but there is still a goal that you carry over year after year. And for some reason, you cannot manage to make progress on it. This is one of those ones that I can't checklist for you. I can't give you the questions to ask yourself. It's really just going to have to come from your intuition on, is that what's holding you back? Sometimes those mental blocks can be broken with just some action, starting to take some action. And sometimes those mental blocks need a licensed professional to help you break through them. Sometimes you can break through them in other ways, but step one is gonna be identifying that it exists and what it is. Number 4, you are chasing some arbitrary outcome that actually is not feasible. Now, I hesitate to say it that way. I almost said the word impossible. I truly think that all goals are achievable. Like, that is a quote that was one of the very first merch things that I created. I do believe that all goals are achievable on the right timeline. Okay, it's likely gonna take you longer than you want it to. Most of us are going to need more time to achieve our goals than we originally think, but all goals in my mind are achievable. That said, sometimes we create this vision in our head, and whether it's a specific number that you attach yourself to, whether it's this Pinterest perfect house, whether it's somebody else's house that you're attaching yourself to, whether it's this dream job that you're chasing, sometimes the outcome is not actually going to be feasible. And so once again, I'm asking you to be honest with yourself. Is the outcome of the goal, and that's why that is a big piece of the Goals with Laken Planner, is defining your goals and getting clear on the outcome, because I know that it can be easy to just define it based on society or based on what makes sense in the moment when you're working on your goals. When what we really need to do is define it based on our lives and what is important to us and what our situation looks like. I definitely feel like I've been falling into this trap. And as the number one goal I know for sure I'm carrying over into next year is related to our house. But I have to make sure that I'm carrying it over in a way where I am not chasing some arbitrary outcome that is based on something that's not feasible, right? My house is not going to look like so-and-so's because of XYZ. My house is not going to look like this Pinterest picture because of XYZ, and that's okay. I don't need it to look like that. What I need to make sure is I'm getting clear on what my outcome does look like, and that I'm not chasing something that I'm never actually going to achieve, because then I'm gonna keep carrying it over and over again. You see how that works? If you have set this outcome to be something that's not feasible. Now, I think when I really think about that goal for me this year, some of it was that, and I was definitely doing a lot of comparison. Some of it was just time and money, right? I was never, even if I had all the right mindsets related to this goal, it was never going to get achieved in 1 year, ever. In fact, it's probably not going to get achieved in 1 more year. Like, it's probably going to take years for this house to feel like, it maybe will never feel settled in this house. But I think that's the word I used. I can't even remember now. And maybe that's what December into January Laken thought I was going for, but maybe that's not what I'm going for anymore. And we're always allowed to change our minds. But just as you start to think about carrying goals over, make sure that you are not chasing something that is not actually feasible, is what I'm getting at. And the last piece of this, number 5, is that you're trying to do it all alone. My guess, if you're here, if you vibe with me, you probably are a strong, independent human being. And with that comes a lot of, I can do it. I don't need anybody else's help. And what I have learned in the last number of years is that asking for help is sometimes the only way that I'm ever going to achieve something. And whether that is emotional support, whether that is actual physical help, like going through a declutter phase, or whether that is a professional's help in kickstarting some progress, whether that is like, there's so many different versions of help. I feel like that could probably be its own video, but in general, not trying to do things by yourself. And I am totally guilty of this as well. right? And I have been for years, where I'm like, I got this. I can do this on my own. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need help from other people to achieve my goals. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes there are goals I can achieve on my own. But sometimes, especially if I have found myself carrying a goal over year after year, I need to ask for help. And it's okay to ask for help. I know it's hard. I'm not sitting here and telling you it's easy either. And I'm not the best at it either, but it is important. And sometimes it's the only way that we're gonna achieve those goals. Speaking of help, if what you need some extra support with is getting set up for the new year, every year I host 3 goal setting workshops, 3-hour workshops to help you prepare for the new year. The first workshop is all about reflecting on this past year, what worked, what didn't work. Session 2 is going to be all about prioritizing, figuring out what we want to prioritize in 2026, and then defining, like we were talking about before, getting very clear on what those goals look like. And then session 3 is all about breaking them down into smaller steps. So if that's something that you're interested in, those workshops will go on sale at a huge discount on Black Friday. So make sure you are on the wait list if you're watching this video after it goes live, if you're watching it during Black Friday weekend, hi, surprise, they're on sale. If you're watching it after the sale has ended, you can still get them. They just won't be at a discount. But if you're watching it before, make sure that you are on the wait list so that you get that notification when those workshops go on sale. They are meant to support you and help you prepare for the new year. Some of my favorite hours of the whole year, and I'm very much looking forward to those. If you made it all the way to the end, comment below. I can't think of an emoji that really goes with this topic. So just comment below with a star emoji, one of the twinkly star emojis, because you've got this. Okay, we are, even if we're carrying our goals over into next year, we are superstars and we are going to achieve those goals, and I can't wait to support you along the way. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching.